let's flip a coin. Heads Carolina, tails California.
Hello, it's Andy Graham of the Ask Andy Show. I have hoboontheroad.com, and I also have my Vilcabamba. I'm in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, and today I wanted to talk about Survivalist. When you go to a village, it's interesting. When you go to expat colonies all around the planet, on my website we have a list of 100 what do we call the most popular ones on the planet, or the most livable ones on the planet, more like it. But Vilcabamba is one of these, and I have my Vilcabamba. But being that I've lived here for almost 6 weeks or 5 weeks, there's some terms that keep coming up, and you keep hearing certain stereotypical comments around Vilcabamba, and one of them finally said yesterday somebody said to me, prepper, and I never heard of this word, and I looked up prepper in Wikipedia, and it instantly switches you to survivalism. And I realized that I read through this big, it's a long thing, 13 pages or 19 pages really on the internet of things, and I realized that a lot of these terms, because see, they had a big influx of people here in the 2YK. Then they had a big influx of people in 2012 at the basically after the September 11th and before the end of the world, the Mayan holiday. So basically you have a lot of these people that want to survive or get prepared. Excuse me. They want to get prepared for the what they consider to be a well-informed decision that they believe that excuse me. Wow. I just ate a whole wheat piece of bread and it's probably going down the wrong way. But they consider themselves more well-informed than the average person. And so they come in. So I'm looking through this, and there's a lot of words that Homeland Security, Haiti earthquake, Deepwater Horizon oil spill, tsunamis, third world problems, wilderness. Basically, if you think about it, right here is a place where you have two major things. You have raw fooders, and you have people that want to basically escape the machine, what they would consider the United States. It's been interesting to me because it took me a long time to realize that a lot of the people, I understand, a lot of people are asking me questions that are referring to survivalism, and I never really think of it as thing. I know I'm a survivor, so I don't really sit around talking about it. In a sense, I will. I'll talk about how to survive in different places, or basically, I don't really look at it as surviving. I'm always looking to optimize my lifestyle and whatever. But one of the things that seems to be interesting is about survival, and I've been in two situations in my life where they were pretty dodgy, or whatever they could have been. I'll tell you these things, and I'm going to give them for a reason. I was in Grand Bassam, Côte d'Ivoire, or it's called Ivory Coast in English, and it broke out into a war. There was a war between the Muslims and the Christians there, and I had to make a sudden decision to leave the village and go to I went to Abidjan, and I flew out. And when you're in a situation where things are going to pieces, at first it's pretty calm, and then everybody sort of ignores it like it's going to go away, and then eventually they start to get paranoid, and then they start talking. And Bob, my girlfriend at the time, came to me and she says, hey, my sister's friend, my sister's boyfriend was talking to somebody and they think you're a spy. Well, she got angry, which anger is always fear. And I said, Ba, I told you that if this place breaks out in a war, they're probably going to come for me, okay? And she said, no, they're nice people, And I said, you don't understand people. When fear kicks in, they look for a vent for it. Well, I ended up buying a plane ticket to Senegal in Africa. It's the only place I could fly to without a visa. And we left at 5 o'clock in the morning. And even at 5 o'clock in the morning, they had a bus turned over, and they were burning the bus, and it was blocking the road. And we had to go there. And we got stopped 2 or 3 times by people with, they had like sticks or not just big sticks in a way. Really, what they were doing is basically extorting money out of everybody out of fear, right? But the taxi driver is about 5 o'clock in the morning, so I optimized it at that position because at 5 o'clock in the morning is that's when all the anybody that would be drinking or causing problems would be out. Got to the airport, had to stay 1 night or 2 nights in the hotel, and then I flew out. But it was in a state of war, and my girlfriend's mother actually had her house taken by the rebels, or what you want to call these people. Okay, the other time I was in Iraq, and I always remember I was in Mosul, Iraq, and I was in the market walking around, and it was just no big deal. And all of a sudden, 20 guys converged on me, which I just sit there and started looking at them and they started asking questions. But you don't know what they're up to, right? You're sitting there going, why are 20 guys running at me? Well, they were very excited to see me, and actually they were quite happy to see me, but I don't know until they do it, because a group of 20 guys, anywhere you go, a big crowd of people, it's dangerous. Well, what they wanted to know is if the girls in Iraq were pretty. And then I looked at it, I go, geez, if I say they're not pretty, then I'm insulting their women. If I say they're pretty, then they think that I'm lusting after their Muslim girls, right? I finally just stayed calm. I thought about it. I said, well, I haven't actually seen any because they're always covered with their little veils and stuff, so I really don't know. But I would think they're very nice. And, I diplomatically got myself out of it. But I want to say that the secret to being a survivalist is to first stay calm. Any person that's ranting or running their mouth real fast or talking too fast, and kind of the opposite of John Wayne, right? Talking too much, is not going to survive in a war zone, in a really disruptive area. And this is very important that you understand this if you're thinking about being a survivalist. One of the problems here in Vilcabamba is everybody's sort of ranting. They're ranting about different passions they have. And you're sitting there going, hey, calmly. If you really know what you're talking about, you don't say it in such a passionate way that you scare people off. When you're still in the question mark stage of understanding something, that's when you're basically thinking too much about it and do it. But the idea of getting mad at I don't know, genetically modified grains or the monetary system of America or any country at all, I'm not sure how you do it. To me, it just seems a lack of tolerance. But the first for somebody that does want to come to a place like this and survive, they have to first of all, hide in plain sight. They have to just be cool, calm, collected, and whatever. Because at the end of the day, when you vent at somebody and when you make somebody angry, in a time of thing, that's what they do. What they did in Côte d'Ivoire or in a lot of these places, even in Iraq, what they really did when the war was just after the heavy fighting's over in Iraq, or when the war was sort of at peace, basically everybody went and took what do you call it? They took like revenge theft, and they went after anybody that they were jealous of or had vengeance for. And this is the art of surviving. Is you're going to have to be the person that nobody thinks has anything, and basically just calm, relaxed, talks to everybody. And that's the reason why you also have to be calm and relaxed and talk to everybody. And this is one of the interesting dichotomies here, is that there's quite a big separation between the locals and the gringos. And you can see that it's not a just jibber jabber talking them up, chatting them up, and having fun. Sometimes there's like a status quo here. And even between here in the village, there's the raw fooders, and then there's the Charlitos group. And you got these different factions in between the gringos. And this is not the art of survival. The art of survival is basically just letting everything pass and letting everything fly, and you can do it. But I was reading out this thing in this bug out bag, and I think Tim brought this up a couple times, and it's the idea that we're going to bug out really quick. I guess what's so interesting to me is I'm probably a minimalist. That basically I've learned to not need much to survive. I really have just a backpack full of stuff, and I go anywhere and everywhere. And at the end of the day, this is my safety, is I can always go away from any kind of conflict. And if you wish to stay and, you want to stay, okay, basically the best place for me really in a very dangerous time would be around a bunch of Americans, and I could just blend in real easy. Here I stick out like a sore thumb, so it's a little concerning to me that people are seeing this as a survivalist place, because if the whole world erupts into chaos, they're going to come take take from us. We're the ones that have, and the have-nots are going to come take from the haves. And so you have to always live at their level, because when you go above it, you're a have. I think that was H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds or something. You had to, was that The War of the Worlds? Well, the one where you had to have haves and have-nots, and you had the people living underground that were the have-nots and the ones that would have. But whatever you do, try to think about staying calm through any kind of stress, and then you'll be a survivor. Because trust me, I go to some war zones. I was in Haiti, I've been to Iraq, I've been to Africa 8 times. You gotta just cool, calm, collected. Thank you.
We can pack up tomorrow, tonight.